What's going on, guilty guys and gals? Welcome back to Dra, as usual. Last time we were like, it's you! And now we have to prove it. Hopefully this won't take a bajillion hours. Oh, here we go.
Kinji Uhara, was it you?
Doo-doo. Hey, I recognize this song. Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Isn't this the Void theme, though? This doesn't really work for... I mean, I don't know. Maybe it does. Wait a minute. Kinji? Him? Can you elaborate why you believe it to be me?
I'm not entirely convinced yet, but according to Tsurugi, the killer said contradictory things, and that alibi, you're the only one who said contradictions with your words. You don't really have an alibi. It's only you, Kinji.
Contradictory words? When did Kinji say that?
You guys remember what Kinji just said? He said after he was attacked by the criminal in the middle of the night, the cell phone he had was then disappeared. However, that statement doesn't make any sense.
Because one of them's already dead.
Doesn't make any sense. I'm not sure what you mean.
I'm not convinced yet, but it's just speculation. I couldn't think of anything else other than this as his contradictory words. I'll explain it so everyone can understand. First, it was 8:40 p.m. yesterday that the culprit killed Kakeru, right? If that's truly the case, then the culprit would have started destroying evidence such as hiding the spills or wiping the blood. And at that point, Kanata must have been held in the hands of the culprit as well. Do you guys remember? Her coat was used for wiping the blood from Kakeru. Looking at it this way, it'd be no exaggeration to say that Kanata and Kakeru were both aimed at the same time. And everyone knew how Kanata died. Or everyone knows how Kanata died. She died from a remote murder using the mobile phone's alarm. She was killed in a thoroughly planned crime. Just by seeing that they'd already removed the white coat and used it to wipe Kakeru's blood, it's a bold move that was only possible because everything was planned out and prepared in advance. To summarize, they killed Kakeru first with full preparation, brought Kanata into the trick just as they thought they planned, and said that everything was going accordingly. All the preparations were completed since the beginning of the time they were attacked. Otherwise, they would have been gambling on remaining risks. Indeed, after all those preparations...
But then what? What's so weird?
Don't you realize? Kinji said the cell phone was stolen from him in the middle of the night. Could the perpetrator, who acted so thoroughly and deliberately, carry out such a bold action with the mobile phone not in their hand?
Wait a minute.
Like Yuki said, at the time of killing Kanata that way... at the time of the killing, yesterday night, it must be said that they'd already devised the trick with the mobile phone. If they didn't have the cell phone in hand, you would think they would do that first, then attack Kinji. They would want to do that first, attack Kinji, rather than not knowing if they would succeed in taking their cell phone.
However, the cell phone was in Kinji's possession since he had found it. So, how did the killer steal the phone from Kinji? Was it pre-planned or never done in the first place? The answer to this question is simple. If you were Kinji, you'd been able to execute the plan without any difficulty.
Kinji, did you do this? Yeah, you're the culprit who killed Kanata and Kakeru?
I love how, like, every killer in this game so far has always done, like, the ellipses thing and then going, like, ha, you know? Oh. Well, that was a good voice for an evil laugh, so thanks.
What? Hey, what now? What's so funny? No, I apologize, but isn't it a little strange? I'm a murderer who believes in God and tells the teachings of the Father. That is outrageous.
Look, man, I'm not gonna... Have you ever read the news? Or like history? I don't know.
So, Kinji isn't the killer, then, right?
Of course, I am not the culprit. If I say that, do you simply believe me?
Huh?
According to your reasoning so far, I am the only one who meets your conditions of being the culprit. But I can't believe you all just saying I'm the culprit in such a situation.
Well, I'm 99.99% certain you are the culprit.
Then can I prove myself with the remaining 0.1%? 0.01%?
What? Here, what? There we go, that's close. Reasoning. Oh dear.
I said according to your reasoning, which means if your reasoning is wrong, I will not be your culprit.
Are you saying you have room to argue?
Of course. From now on, let me prove my innocence by showing your reasoning is flawed. Are you prepared?
Oh.
Oh man, another one of these.
The reason you point to me as the culprit is because I don't have an alibi at the time of the crime. And the contradictory words about the cell phone, apparently. Am I correct? There's nothing I could say about that alibi, but as for your second assertion, you cannot say I'm the culprit just knowing that. Let me show you why it's not strange at all if the cell phone had been stolen that night.
Alright.
Well...
Okay. We'll see.
Your reasoning is well said, but is it really the truth? Didn't you know? Can't you see your premise is wrong? For example, would Kakaru really be dead at 8:40 in the evening?
I mean, yeah, we proved that pretty handily.
That's over already. Kakeru's irrelevant because the reason why you're being suspected is because Kanata had already been captured, so it wouldn't make sense the cell phone was removed after that. Would the killer who worked so hard act rashly without preparation?
I'm talking about before that.
I forgot I had to break it.
Whether Yamaguchi or Inoue were caught at 8:40 in the evening means the next morning we found the body. If I left a body there until then, wouldn't it have been possible to find it? Even at 8:40 in the evening, many hours remained in nighttime. Doesn't make sense no one went to the library or the art room during that period.
So this is what Kinji's getting at. In other words, if Kakeru died at 8:40 p.m. and Kanata was captured, someone could have found the body before the morning after. He's not entirely wrong. No matter how late the night was, there were three people, Rei, Tsurugi, and Kinji, who decided not to follow the rules and were walking freely. Even if they were attacked because of it, according to their testimony, they said they were attacked that night. At 8:40 p.m., more than 1 hour remained until the nighttime officially had begun. Does it make sense no other person other than Tsurugi and Rei could find Kakeru or Kanata? No, you don't have to think too much about the time of death. This is Kinji's argument to escape doubt somehow. If they put a body somewhere without being noticed by anyone before the attack...
So is it just the locker? Wait. Oh yeah, you have to do it this way. I forgot. That's not it. That's not it. I'm pretty sure Rei's testimony is just about... I'm pretty sure it's just this. Because I'm pretty sure her testimony is just about scratching her attacker. Right? I don't really remember. Okay, I was right. I was right. You hid them in the locker. You had her all tied up so she couldn't kick, I guess? I don't know. But there was a ton of blood in there, so I guess it makes sense.
You left the corpse unattended? Do you really believe that?
Do you have any evidence to the contrary?
Of course! Remember the locker where Ray was kept inside? Inside that locker was covered in blood. Ray didn't bleed, so what was the reason for it?
Well, like Ray said earlier, she said the method they used on her was chloroform, right? So she didn't bleed at all from any injury. If that's the case...
Someone else was in there, inside, dripping blood. That's right. Kakeru's corpse must have been inside that locker when he had just recently died, and then the killer stunned Ray and Tsurugi, the only guys who were wandering around at nighttime.
That's it! Then, after attacking Ray, they moved Kakeru's body to the library and put Ray in his place, right?
I was like, that's wrong, but no, it was right.
To be precise, they struck Ray before they struck me and stunned her, then moved the corpse to the library and took me off guard. This is the order in which we were attacked: capturing Kanata, killing Kakeru, stunning Ray, and aiming at me.
So, what do you think now, Kinji? The reasoning we made in front of us is fundamentally no issues. No matter what excuses you try to argue with, it'll be the same. It's really hard to believe it, but if you're the real culprit, don't drag this long and just confess. Doubting any more like this is something I don't want to do.
Like Yuki says, it's kind of unbelievable that you're the culprit. A quiet, devout believer of God, becoming a crazy murderer who kills 2 people.
There's no evidence, no excuse for reasoning. There's no evidence and no excuse. Reasoning about his usual actions or being a Christian don't matter. We just have to focus on picking out the one person who has to be the culprit. So then, what are you going to do now, murderer?
Kinji.
Yes, I apologize. It seems I was wrong.
Are you admitting it?
No, I doubted your reasoning. But the time when Kakeru died and the time difference tricks seem to all line up.
So according to that reasoning, Kinji is the only one who remains as the culprit.
Definitely not. Everyone has alibis except for me, Ray, and Tsurugi. Because I'm the one who kept the cell phone, I'm being mistaken for the culprit.
What do you mean by mistaken? You are the culprit. There's nothing left to doubt, and you have nothing else to say. Are you still unaware of the conditions that can be committed? Are you still unaware of your situation despite all the evidence pointing to you?
I am aware that I'm the only one who meets the criminal's conditions. Among the living, that is.
What?
This man, how long are you going to try to force this?
What is being forced here is that I am the culprit. I am not. But because you are so driven, it's no wonder you're trying desperately to get me to accept these charges. If that's the case,
let's lotomi. I don't know. Just sounds like something Mario would say.
If that's the case, I'll have to point to myself being innocent, and then discover the blackened, so everyone will... If that's the case, I'll have to point myself being innocent as the blackened, and everyone will die.
To be stubborn like that? So, you're saying you're not the culprit, is that it?
That was the wrong voice. I don't know why I did Akane's. I guess I saw the brown, and I was like, brown hair, Akane, but no.
You fool! He's trying to trick us, man! We can't be sure of anything. I'm not convinced Kinji's the culprit at all, but...
You all are stupid.
Okay.
Oh, what did you just say?
All the evidence points to Kinji as the culprit. All the tricks are undeniable. So why is he still fighting? Is there some sort of conclusive objection?
Now, there still remains one path to make you consider me not being the culprit. I hope after you hear this, it will change your mind.
Alright. He's gonna say Kanata is the culprit, and then electrocuted herself, I guess. I mean, it's possible, I suppose. But Kanata taking down Tsurugi, Ray, and Kinji is kind of hilarious. And Kakeru. I mean...
Among the living people? What do you mean?
Think carefully. There must have been someone who could commit the crime aside from myself. For example, Kanata Inori is what I mean.
Kanata is dead, though.
Why did the culprit kill 2 people in the first place? Does that not feel odd? This is my idea. Kanata kills Kakeru and then kills herself.
Idiot! You really think that makes sense?
Oh, does it not? Kanata is also capable of committing the series of crimes. You would know that best.
Obviously there's no alibi, but...
In order to tape yourself and die by dropping a cell phone, suicide doesn't seem possible.
Then, Kanata isn't the culprit. In other words, it's like this. According to my reasoning, Kanata killed Kakeru at 8:40, after hiding Kakeru in the locker. She went through the hallways at nighttime, ambushed and attacked one after another. For the last act, she went to the science lab she had set up, tied herself, and waited for the alarm to go off.
Kinji claims it was Kanata who killed Kakeru. Kanata, who disappeared sometime yesterday night. Was it possible for her to commit the crime? But if Kanata really is the culprit, after killing Kakeru, why did she also commit suicide? It can't be true. The conclusive evidence that makes Kanata unable to commit this act, it's something someone told me. If Kanata's the culprit, finishing everything and then ending it with her death, there seems to be room for an objection there. Think carefully.
Okay, I actually have to check my bullets now, because there was a lot of reading there. Kinjo was attacked in Kanata's body. I was gonna try to, like, slice through the words. Stun gun. Wait, do I have the same bullet twice? Kinjo... Oh, no, I've got sticky keys. I got sticky keys. No thanks. Stun gun. Akane's testimony, the door was already locked. The door was already locked. Right? Kanata's body. Tsurugi being attacked. I think it's the door already being locked. I think it's that simple. I don't know what I'm shooting it at, but something. Also, why would she scream? I don't know. It's kind of weird. I guess maybe you could argue that she wanted us to save her. Right. After hiding Kakeru in the locker, which definitely happened, he did get hid in the locker, she ambushed and attacked the people. Then she went to the science lab. There we go. I mean, honestly, she can't tie herself up anyway, so it's a moot point, but I like the idea.
Kinji, that's wrong. Your rebuttal is full of contradictions.
Is it, Yuki? Tell me, why? All of you were in the dormitory at nighttime, and attacking Tsurugi, Rei, and myself would not have been impossible for Kanata in the slightest.
Like you said, Kanata killed Kakeru, attacked Rei, Tsurugi, and you, finished all of the work, including the blood transfusion packs, then finally went to the science lab to prepare to commit suicide, right?
Yes, and no one saw it, which means you can't deny Kanata's crime. There are no means. Am I correct?
No, they saw it. The reason why Kanata can't be the culprit is because someone saw it.
What?
Akane, you must have been around that. It must have been around that time, right? When you went by the science lab just before nighttime yesterday. You said the door didn't open.
Huh? Oh, yeah, the door didn't open.
It's strange, right? According to Kinji's words, Kanata at the time after moving Kakeru's body and attacking Tsurugi, she needed to be prepared, so why wasn't the science lab door open?
That's right. The truth always comes out eventually. Because Kanata was already tied up in the science lab at that time.
But of course, it'd be impossible to open the door from the outside if you wanted to walk through the entrance. If Kanata was committing a crime from outside that time, the science lab has already been locked. It's like a huge contradiction. Wait a minute.
What do you think, Kinji? Can you still say Kanata could commit the crime?
Wait and listen. Just because the science lab was locked, does it really mean it was locked with a latch? When Akane tried to enter, the door could have been locked with the lock function attached to the door itself.
Oh my. But then what about this? As a result of my investigation, I found out the door to the science lab didn't have a locking function. There was no space to apply a key lock in the first place.
It's all over, Kinji. No further rebuttal is possible. Now confess.
Kinji, please stop and admit it already.
Okay.
Kinji? That sprite is very strange looking. I don't like it. Why are your eyes so big? You look like a fish.
Why? Why are you? I thought I was lucky when I defeated Tsurugi Kinjo and Rei Makaru, but why? Why the trash can without talent? Why could you drive me to this point?
Okay.
Kinji, you know, your character kind of collapsed.
Kinji, calm down a little.
Shut up, bitch! Shut up, you bitches!
No.
This is trash! This bitch broke down my plans simply because you tried to open the damn door!
Eek!
Yeah, eek. Me too. Alright. I love when I read through this trial, people were like, oh no, Kinji, he's a good guy. Kinji's fine.
It's over. I just heard you loud and clear. Doesn't matter if it's a true confession, right?
So you came down in the end from a mental breakdown. Pathetic.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! I'm still here. Wait! Wait and see that you... Yes, that's it! That's it! I still need proof. There's no evidence. If I'm the culprit, show me the evidence.
Come on now, man. You're the only one who doesn't have an alibi, right?
Shut up, you X-Worth bastard!
What does that mean?
Do you want to get stuck in the ground from head to toe?
Why'd you suddenly turn into some sort of vile criminal? Not a criminal. Or not like a criminal. He is a criminal. So you won't admit it, even though you're the only one who could have done it.
Just ignore him and vote, will you? If you look at what Kinji just said, what's the point of incapacitating Tsurugi and Rei? It's almost like a confession, right?
I'll kill you! I'm going to kill the bastards who are going to vote right now, treating me as a criminal, without evidence at all. You're like... And you think this is over?
What do we do?
Kinji, if I show you the evidence, will you finally admit it?
Oh, I'll admit it. If there's evidence like the... Evidence and not more speculative remarks or alibi blanks. Real physical evidence, you bastard.
There might be.
What?
Yuki, you know this, but it's only going to be slower if you let him catch the holes with poor evidence. I can't help you here. I've got nothing more to say. Wait, can you do this?
Yeah, it's okay. Kinji, you're not sane right now. So you're just going to forcefully scream at us, but I'll present you the proof correctly, so you can finally admit it.
Don't joke around, Yuki Maeda. You're just a lucky, incompetent human being.
Hey, that's my line. Could you sue him for that? I think he stole my line.
Kinji, from now on, Kinji, right now, I'll show you conclusive evidence that you're the culprit of this case. It may be a little sloppy, but if my predictions are correct, you'll have no other choice but to admit it.
Is this fun for you? Do it then. Do whatever you want. If it's evidence or unreasonableness, I'll make you a criminal and execute you myself for making fun of an innocent person.
Kinji's certainly not right now. And about this evidence, I can't say for sure, but I believe, not only in me, but in my friends, too.
Alright. Terminating shooting talk! Let's exorcise this devil. Alright. I hope I didn't peak the mic too hard doing Kinji's crazy voice. Oh, I forgot. I'm gonna have to read this anyway.
I can't admit this, I won't. I've come this far just to finish here. I'll kill you. I want to get you to give me solid evidence. I'm the culprit. Don't make me laugh. I'm not the culprit.
Oh, I was out of bullets. Okay, I'm gonna come this far just to finish here. Do. I love these sprites, by the way. They're very good.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm not the culprit. I can't lose. I can't die yet.
Ow. Oh my god, I'm almost dead. What the heck? Okay, we're in the final phase. Oh god, I died, I think. I think I died. Jeez, dude. Ow. Wait, this is a different song. What? Oh, does it just play that before switching into Terminating Talk Battle? Yeah, okay. Okay, sometimes my shift key just isn't registering. I think there's like lag on the reload. Like on the shooting versus reload. I should... Oh god. Come on, give me more bullets! Okay, there it goes. Whew, that was close. I barely had enough. Do you have to be over a word to reload it? That's what it feels like. Yeah, because I can't... Okay, now it goes. Oh, when it's shifting phases, it won't do it. Oh. I feel like this would be way easier with a controller. Can I reload with right shift? That might be better, actually. Let's try... Oops, I sticky keysed myself again. I have to turn that off. I don't remember how. I've done it before. But then I got an update and it turned it back on. So, like, if I could just ZZ shift. Oh, okay, yeah, I can do that. Okay, that's much better. Ow. It's kind of bad because I can't really do it that fast, you know? I don't have unlimited uncapped shooting potential. Ow. Oof. I think that's the one that usually kills me, so I think we're good. Oh no, I got sticky keys. This is bad. Oh, he's got 1 health left. Okay, there we go.
Your stalemates.
Makar's last trump card.
Your statements are speculations. There's no real evidence.
I forgot about that. I forgot Ray has the... He scratched the culprit on the hand thing. Even though I said it earlier in this video, but, you know. That one was tough. I am scared for the next ones.
Kinji, unfortunately for you, there's already clear evidence of your crime. It can only be said... You can only be said to be the culprit with this conclusive physical evidence.
What? There's nothing like that.
What are you talking about, Yuki?
It's... Unfortunately, I don't know.
Huh? You're joking around?
However, Ray knows it.
Ray?
Hold on. Where does this confirmation come from? You aren't trying to rely on my reasoning, are you?
Ray, you told me, didn't you? No matter what happens, you have an insurance to cover your life. When the aspect of the trial remained unsolved and there's a corner with no answer, you'd show us this last piece of evidence.
Insurance?
Maybe there's something only that woman knows. It's a little frustrating, but I know this isn't the time, so I'll stay out of it.
Wait a minute. I did in fact say that to Incompetent, but it's not like that. The killer is already cornered and running wild, isn't he? Why do you think I'm going to let you in on it now?
This woman, she doesn't even want to cooperate in this kind of situation.
Look at us, Ray. We're believing in you.
So, are we finished then? It's over. After all, Yuki's just been bluffing and throwing unfounded accusations. Your proof is... Ray, your proof is a woman that doesn't even want to cooperate. This is just great. She knows nothing. There's no physical evidence that I'm the culprit.
Me? Not know anything? Huh? Ray, are you angry? The nasty pig killer. Where do you want your funeral, can you tell me?
Are you trying to provoke this guy?
Fine, I'll write your will then. It doesn't matter. If I vote for Kinji Uhara and end the trial as it is... If I vote for Kinji Uhara now, the trial will be over, but if I do, it feels like he will have beaten me in some way.
Whatever are you talking about?
Maybe you all remember it. When I was investigating after the incident, I asked all of you to show me your right hand.
Yeah, you... Huh? Everyone?
You did, but I didn't really get it.
You did that strange thing to everybody?
Wait, I didn't know about this. You didn't do that to me, right?
You woke up late. I didn't have a chance to do it. Well, there are some mysteries that were solved before that anyways.
After asking me for my right hand to show, she held me tight as if wrapping my right hand. Is there something about that? It surprised me. I wasn't really sure what she was doing.
I didn't think she was that kind of person. What's up with that?
The reason I did that was to check the back of your right hand. The reason I wrapped it with my hand is because I needed darkness. So is it like blood spatter? Like what?
Darkness?
If you're wondering what I'm talking about, why don't we all give it a try? Look at the dark side by covering the back of your right hand. It's all clear here.
Even if you ask me to cover it up, it's just the back of my hand. What do you expect me to see?
Well, I told you to try it, everyone.
Why are you staying still?
Oh, that's still Ray. Well, so why are you staying still, Kinji Uhara?
Kinji?
Hey, stay still, you! Let me go! Get off of me! Hey, the hell is going on in the back of your hand? I don't know. I don't know anything.
Oh, please. You must know. What you've got there is luminous paint.
Luminous paint?
I was marked by you. Don't joke around. You and I never met at the time of the crime. There wouldn't have been a time for me to be marked like this.
Oh my, why are you saying that? You definitely met with me, right? When you put me to sleep with that chloroform.
I'm kinda lost here.
I don't know what you're talking about. So, it seems you think I'm the culprit. Is that it? And even if that were the case, isn't it obvious that the killer attacked you? But here you are claiming you've used luminous paint on my hand just because it's your own opinion.
I'm sorry, Ray, but it isn't possible without knowing in advance you'd be attacked.
This is why you all are so pathetic. Did you really think I wasn't prepared for anything unusual happening each night?
Prepared? You. No way. The one who put on this luminous paint. It was you.
That's right. Do you think I'm stupid enough that I'll trust you guys when I don't know the outcome? Before Kyokamaki died, I was always prepared for anything. Well, besides the glowing paint, I prepared other tricks. I'm a woman... I'm a woman and have no idea who and when someone will come at me. I have no idea who or when someone would come for me. So I tried to use glowing paint only in the worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario? Are you saying, even if you died, due to that glowing paint, we could figure out who did it? Is that what you mean?
But if you didn't tell anybody about it...
By the way, Ray's selection of words feels a little erotic.
Fortunately, I only fainted this time, but my life was in danger, so could I really say I was lucky? I was trying to use the luminous paint for the purpose of something else, like a dying message, but I can live like this and drive off the killer's smug face in a single sentence.
But even so, at any point I could have...
You're an idiot, aren't you? If you're curious, you'd better think about which hand you put chloroform over my mouth with.
In other words, Ray said that the killer put his hand on her mouth, meaning that you applied the glowing paint before you fainted, just before you lost consciousness.
Ray, what a scary person! What do you think? Are you still going to hit the ball, killer? Are you still going to go at bat? Probably, something like that.
Not yet. All she said is lies, because I rubbed myself with the glowing paint yesterday. It has nothing to do with this now. This woman is the culprit. You just said something you didn't know about with your own mouth a few moments ago. What are you trying to pull? Don't make me laugh. Don't joke around. I'm not the culprit. I'm not the culprit, okay?
Kinji, stop it. It's already over.
Don't make me laugh!
Oh man, this is making me depressed. Like, more depressed than I already was.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah, I'm with you guys.
There's no one on your side, Kinji. Speaking any more than this is nothing more than a futile effort. If you're still not willing to admit it, I'll organize the case from the beginning and make you do it. You'll have no choice but to admit it.
Alright, climax reasoning. Don't, and begin the climax. I love this minigame. I'm glad that it carried over in all the Danganronpa games. I mean, it's completely superfluous, but I still like it. Obtaining a blood transfusion pack in the infirmary, the body with special blood to make it look like it had just bled. Oh my god. After killing Kakeru, the killer put the body in the locker. After joining with Ray, we opened the door to the science lab. Kanata's fainted body was tied up in order to not be able to move when she woke. Kanata's being electrified. A bold attack to Mikaru. So Kanata is here, he grabs. Kakeru's here, he slash. Kakeru's dead. So then he gets put in the locker. Oh. Did it go on its own? Or oh no, you just slide over it. Oh. I always press the Z key, but I guess I don't need to. And then he wipes it down with all this stuff, and it's clean. And then sets up the taser phone trick. I guess he ties her up, right? A boldly attack to Mikaru. I like that image of the killer pouring the blood on themselves. I also like the image of everybody looking and they're just like, "Hi, it is me, I'm here." I guess Kanata being electrified. No? I mean, this makes more sense, but like, because the phone is coming next. But like, it says we opened the door. Is that really what went down? I thought we opened the door and saw she was dead. But she was like being electrocuted still at that time? I don't know. Wah.
First, the start of the case begins when the criminal attacked Kakeru and Kanata. I don't know why the target attacked two people. Or the culprit attacked two people. But the killer must have taken Kakeru by some means first.
Maybe that's why this still feels weird to me. I'll talk about it at the end. It's fine. Oh, I love how they translated the sound effects. That's hard to do. They didn't for Kanata, but whatever.
When they took him to the art room and sliced his neck, this time that took place was at 8:40, which was also listed in the Monokuma file. However, it wasn't 8:40 a.m. like we assumed. It was actually last night at 8:40 p.m. In other words, the killer committed a bold crime while we were still roaming around. Afterwards, the killer put the corpse in the locker of the art room to hide his body. The culprit succeeded in killing Kakeru and immediately focused his efforts on dealing with the crime scene. They opened up the tarp that prevented the blood from splattering, cleaned up the murder weapon, and wiped the blood with Kanata's white coat that had been removed beforehand. However, while using the tarp, a small drop of blood was left due to the killer's mistake, and the white coat wasn't properly disposed of. Thanks to this, they cleared a lot of circumstances surrounding the methods of disposal.
Sparkle shiny.
Anyway, as the art room where Kakeru was killed became clean, this time they devised a trick to kill a second victim, Kanata.
Plot. What a good sound effect. Plot.
That's right. It involves the phone and the stun gun. It was a method of electrocution by drowning the stun gun in water at a predetermined time using the vibration function of the cell phone.
Asleep.
To do this, the killer went to the science lab and first affixed Kanata's whole body with tape to keep her from moving. Then they turned on the sink in the science lab to maximum capacity. After a few hours in that state, the science lab was overflowing with water like a bathhouse. There's one more thing. The killer connected the phone to the stun gun with a strap and placed it at an angle so it would fall easily from the desk. Then they set the phone's alarm to 8:30 a.m. When this happened, or when the time came, the alarm would turn on and the phone would vibrate. The phone would vibrate and then fall off along with the stun gun because of that vibration. When everything was set in stone, the killer locked the door with a latch so no one could interfere with the tricks arranged in the lab.
How'd they do that? We never figured that out. What is that? What are those eyes? I didn't see that before. That's hilarious.
After everything was done, the killer probably thought most of the people, including me, wouldn't come out of their private rooms because it was night hours, but the problem was Tsurugi and Rei went around openly at nighttime. As long as they were there, at the time the crime was done in the morning and the trick that everything said in advance was discovered in the middle of the night, everything would have been over for the culprit. So the killer thought to keep Tsurugi and Rei from moving until the morning after. First, the killer attacked Rei with chloroform and brought her into the art room. They took out Kakeru's body that had been in the locker until then and put Rei inside instead.
Fines. Wamp.
Then, Kakeru's body was used as bait to lure in Tsurugi. The killer put Kakeru's corpse in the library and made some extra work to make sure Tsurugi would discover the body, then attacked him from behind while he was off guard.
I mean, that's the word they used before.
When Tsurugi and Rei were successfully taken down and no one could interfere, the killer took a breather and started one last final trick. Once morning was near, the killer went to the infirmary and packed a large amount of blood transfusion packs. They spread them over Kakeru's body to make it look like he had just died and the bleeding was fresh. Then they sprinkled a little bit on themselves, as if to make it look like they were just ambushed by the killer. In the morning after last night, when so many things had happened at once, we noticed that a few people were missing, and we moved to search for them in each room of the school. Then, we met with the killer who was lying down near the stairs. After we divided into two groups, we decided to search the second and third floors.
Shock.
Ugh. And the search on the second floor found the fallen Tsurugi. Search on the third found a trapped Rei.
Locked.
Afterwards, when a member on the third floor checked for an abnormality in the science lab and tried to open the door, the mobile phone and stun gun hit the water at the killer's preset time.
Zap shock.
They fell into the water, killing Kanata instantly. Soon after, we managed to open the door to the science lab.
Ding dong, bing bong.
The timing that couldn't have been more ideal for the killer. Kanata and Kakeru's bodies were found almost simultaneously.
Who else was on the second floor? Because this image has made me realize maybe this was actually even better than the killer could have planned, because Tsurugi saw the body last night, and we know that the count for the body discovery announcement, it doesn't have to be 3 people at the same time, just 3 people. So Tsurugi finding it the night before and then Teruya and Akane finding it would actually be kind of fortuitous for the killer, because if only Teruya and Akane found it, that alarm wouldn't have gone off at the exact same time as the other one. It's kind of crazy, but...
The identity of this heinous and cruel criminal is none other than you, Kinji Uhara.
I like the art in this one. Like, Yuki looks really good. I'm not a huge fan of Yuki's design, usually. I think his eyes are just a little too... There's something wrong with them. I don't know what it is. It's just uncanny to me for some reason, but that one looks really good.
There's no place to run anymore, Kinji. Kinji?
Excellent. As Yuki said, no matter how bad it seems, this is it. This is my limit. What? All of a sudden you gone back to normal?
What was that? You must have been acting like Ayame.
That means you just admitted it, that you're the culprit.
Yes, I am. I am the culprit.
Well, that's convenient for us. Now we know for sure. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Wow. 100 medal get.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Oh man, now I have to do Monokuma's voice. Hold on, I'm taking a drink. Take a sip.
Well now, I've been watching it all. It seems like it's okay to say you made your decision at this point. This time, no matter how much I play the role of the judge, I'm really sad because I seem to have been much dead weight. How to get rid of this anger? It's vote time of anger. Because this happened, you guys will now have to vote with the switch in front of you. The result of this voting, well, who will become the blackened? Will your answer be the right or the dreadfully wrong one? Now, what's it gonna be? By the way...
What? He just disappeared. I don't think I pressed my button, but okay. Just decided he was done. That's fine. Okay, we did it. Woohoo! Yippee!
Ah, yes! As for the results of your vote, your choice was... The correct answer, the identity of the blackened who killed 2 people, Miss Kanata and Kakeru... Miss Kanata and Mr. Kakeru was Kinji Uhara. Huh? What is it? Did someone think I was going to say those lines before the voting?
And,
Kinji?
From the second half of the trial, we've been almost certain of it, I guess.
Why? Why did you kill them?
I'm sorry.
You're sorry? There's no excuse. Is that all you have to say about killing them? Plus, killing 2 members of our group. That makes you a serial killer. Weren't you, agitated and arguing just a while ago, Kinji? Why'd you suddenly become so quiet?
I only thought that more talk would delay the inevitable. I had reason to live and survive this trial, even if I had to do it with sin.
That's right. If we found out that you did the murder, then you're going to die.
He already knew that the moment he was caught.
No, that's not the reason I did it.
That's not it?
Your motive. Was there something else? Motive. Higa murdered to get out and escape. Kizuna was the secret note. Does that mean the original motive of all these events is the same this time?
Was it the motive this time too? The thing that you desperately wanted in that video? The thing you'd wished for?
Yeah, you mean you had a wish you wanted so bad you'd get it by killing 2 people?
Wrong. There are a few things I must correct before the end. You are right about everything. The plan and the killings anyways, but I didn't mean to kill 2 people from the start.
Huh?
You may look at this as an excuse, but only then that person's death will become colorless. So let me speak. Yuki, your reasoning is wrong. The only person I was trying to kill was Hinata Inori.
You did it in the end. It was too late and too clumsy to plan serial killings. Your execution had a sense of improvisation. First, according to the rules of the school, serial killing would be more damning than profitable for the culprit.
So what? You were trying to kill 1 person to make your sin lighter?
I mentioned this was not meant as an excuse, but you're already taking it as one. I have something to say, and I'd appreciate if you listened carefully.
Funny you'd say such a thing. Do you think I'm going to listen to a killer's request?
Tsurugi, I'm sorry, but try to be quiet.
You got burned. Okay.
The reason I did this murder is not very relevant to your motives, as you may have guessed, but I'll talk about that later. Hinata was always in the infirmary, so she was an easy target. This probably happened during Kane's uproar, so most of you were on the dormitory side. I took that time and kidnapped Hinata from the infirmary, moved her to the art room on the 3rd floor, and tried to stab her with the plaster spear. However, that was when he came and threw me away. The one and only Kakeru Yamaguchi, who I thought was in the dormitory side with the rest of you.
Kanata! And you! Kenji, what are you doing?
I get to do the voice one more time. Woohoo! Whoa, there's actually a sprite for him raising the spear. That's kind of cool.
Stop!
He got oofed.
Why are you doing this? This isn't the time for this. I have to take Kanata and get out of here.
Go!
Damn it! Why is Kanata unconscious? Oh man, I gotta get away from Kenji. I'll have to go and get to where everyone is.
Well, that was easy. Oh, he actually did get injured, so he didn't have to pour the blood on himself, really.
I didn't want to do this. You forced me. I can't help it, Kakeru. I'm sorry. I didn't hold a grudge or hatred to either of you. Forgive me.
You didn't have to kill Kanata, though.
Keep
Whoa, the leg.
Kanata alive.
I don't think I will. It is already irreversible. I'm sorry.
What do you mean?
Uh,
I guess it would be... What do you mean it was irreversible? She died from electric shock. You didn't poison her.
That man was a wonderful person. How many people could run without having a single thought of their own life, and instead to save another? So, Kakeru died because he witnessed it, and then you had to kill him. Yes. Originally, Kanata should have been the only... should have been the one to be cut to death with a spear in the art room. However, because Kakeru intervened, I had to change my plan in a rush.
Why? Though, if your plan wasn't even to... I don't know, man. I don't understand that. Maybe I will in a second. Now that I hear this, the front and back are starting to fit better. It was especially strange because of Kanata's white coat wiping up the blood in the art room. That couldn't be helped, right? When you killed Kakeru Yamaguchi, Kanata Inori, the person he was holding, had his blood all over her.
That's true. Come to think of it, when Kinji said he had a head injury, the wound was real. It wasn't just acting. But he got pushed by Kakeru. So that's the story. Anyway, you're a serial killer who killed 2 people. That remains the same no matter what you say.
But why did Kinji attempt to murder? I can't even imagine.
It's hard to explain. How should I say this?
Wait, before that, can I ask something? When Akane's commotion happened, you said you kidnapped Kanata. If Akane didn't have that breakout, what would you have done? I mean, you wouldn't have known that it would have been difficult to schedule the kidnapping.
Why are you asking that so suddenly, Kurokawa? What are you trying to say?
In other words, just what she said. How did you know that Akane's uproar would happen? Oh no, he didn't incite it, did he?
Oh, he knew?
Think about it. If he decided to kill, he would have had to have a plan and execute it in advance. He could have tried to calculate the timing of kidnapping Kanata Inori without knowing everyone was gathered in the dormitory because of Tyra's bustle. Well, I'm not sure what Akane's situation was in the first place.
So after all, it was Mikako. You seem to have the power to pick words by their very core. It's natural to think like she. It would be strange to hear that. The plan looks as if I knew in advance that Akane would go and make a ruckus. The answer to it is simple. I knew in advance.
Huh? How? Are you a psychotherapist? You knew Akane's mental state and predicted the future?
I don't think he's talking about that. Speak. I want to hear this.
It's not that big of a mystery. Someone told me. Akane is going to make a fuss soon. There'll be an empty frame for you.
Not anyone could just tell you that.
You. Don't tell me.
There's one thing I must apologize to all of you for. In particular you, Yuki. I suppose I should apologize to you more than anyone.
Yeah, it was a very obvious story that the leader of darkness gave Kinji Uhara intimidation and threats from the shadows that led him to a chance to kill a couple of times.
What? What did you just say? This is blimey. Why are you suddenly interrupting?
Huh? Did you not hear me correctly? I suppose I could say it one more time. Yeah, it was a very obvious story that the leader from the darkness gave Kinji Uhara intimidation and threats from the shadows that led him for a chance to kill a couple of times.
Kinji. The traitor.
Anyways, that's the end of this story, so we're done chatting. If y'all continue on and on like this, you'll drag it around while doing reminiscent scenes or whatever.
Wait, you're the traitor, but you got blackmailed. What is all of this?
Even if I'm the traitor, I don't know much. I don't know who the mastermind is, and why they are doing this to us. However, when I first awoke here, Monokuma approached me and woke me up before you guys. He is holding our church's children hostage. He said he'd give me information and release them if I did what I was told.
What in the heavens?
Wait a minute. Church children? Calm down and speak slowly. The cathedral I belong to, or rather, the facility that takes care of children who have nowhere to go, that is entirely in the hands of Monokuma now. I was threatened under that pretext.
You really fall for that kind of crap? It was all a bluff from that damn bear.
It wasn't a bluff. He showed me the video. I was shown having a conversation with the children myself.
What did they ask? What were you told to do?
Basically, I had a surveillance camera. I was filming everything that was happening in every blind spot and sending it to the mastermind. More importantly, if a killing were to happen between students in a stalemate, or if the killing between students stopped and we entered a stalemate, I would commit the murder myself. I didn't want to comply with it. They said he would murder the children in an instant. I didn't have a choice.
So, did you commit murder because there was a deadlock after Ayame Hitano? That was the motive? So this time, our motive, it was actually useless?
If you look at it that way, you may not be able to see the truth. But Monokuma in that time said, "It is the time. You were instructed to move. It was the time of the announcement the motive came. In the completely soundproof private room, he showed me the children. If you kill this time, the children will be free. If you don't get caught, you can get out from this school."
A fully soundproof room. No wonder. This motive was purely to deliver the orders to you. You're so... using the lives of children to threaten Kinji. Was that unfair? Then I'll make it easy for you. This isn't blackmail. I just gave you a choice. Or I gave Kinji Uhara a choice. To kill. He could have always refused.
Don't mess with me, man. You said moments ago there were threats.
Hey, you know that was. It's a narrative thing. Don't think too deeply about it.
The last time was so rotten, because I couldn't let those children die. You all, I have no face left to show you.
Of course I understand to some extent this was forced upon you. But why would you still have to get your hands bloody? Was it that necessary to kill? You think those kids wanted you to be a bloody murderer?
Just like the kids don't want me to a killer, I don't want them to lose their lives. There was only one way. It's enough for just I to fall into hell.
You don't want the kids to lose their lives? Then, are you saying when you kill someone you don't know, like Kanata and Kakeru, they'd lose their lives as well? Kanata and Kakeru also have friends, family. And yet you say there are some people you don't want to die. You don't even know the details and you're still worried about those children, right?
Strange, Tsurugi. My logic shouldn't be any different from yours, yet you're getting heated, aren't you?
The logic of a killer is the same as mine? What are you talking about?
Discard prime numbers for the majority. Isn't that what you'd said? I sacrificed the lives of 15 people, and took precedence over the lives of 100 cathedral children. Of course, that doesn't mean I'm excused of committing murder. But Tsurugi, you put Rei, Kizuna, and myself in danger once for the exact same reason. Wouldn't it be necessary to reconsider your stance at least this once, Tsurugi? And I know all too well that I am an ugly being. It won't be enough to go to the Lord's side. It is enough for me to suffer, to go to hell and die. It is fine. Although I will not be able to meet those children because I won't be able to live, I was able to save their lives with this sacrifice. Monokuma, you kept your promise?
Of course! Even though Kinji's crime was revealed and the verge of being executed, he still murdered as I ordered him to. Since the moment you killed Kakeru, the children have already been released.
The children. They're safe, right?
Are you curious? So, you want to see the video proof then? Video, please!
Uh-oh, I'm worried about this. As the court darkened, there was a noise on the screen that appeared from nowhere. What it showed was winter in a dark street, less than 4 to 5 years old, mostly looking like elementary school students. The bodies of many children. Some parts had already been corrupted, deformed, and transformed. There were kids whose bones began to appear, a child that's body had a broken shape that was unknown to me. Only their small bodies were telling me that they were children.
I freed them from this mortal coil. That's what you wanted, right?
Yeah, this is a little bit much, but okay.
Hey, did you play the wrong video?
The clothes. Kana. That's Haruki. That hat was from Mitsuki.
Kinji,
Monokuma. How did this happen? You promised.
Huh? Promised? Didn't I keep it? I definitely promised to release those kids. Have I ever told you I would let them be?
Kinji, wake up!
Scumbag!
This is inhuman. How could you do this? Because I'm not human. I'm a bear. And Kinji, don't be so sad. It's been a while since they've been dead anyway, so you'll soon meet them.
Meet them?
Yes, shouldn't we get started? Execution time! I'll make you follow those kids, so be patient. Wait a minute, this is too much. I'm sorry, but I don't have much time either. I've got a busy schedule here. Now then, let's get started. I prepared a very special punishment for Kinji Uhara, the ultimate priest. Let's go with lots of energy. It's punishment time.
You know what he could have done? You know what he could have done to make it just, better? Whoa, this is weird. Could have just made it so that he released them out into, the whatever. Like, they were actually holed up in the cathedral to protect themselves from the apocalypse, and then he opened the doors and forced them out of the cathedral. That would make more sense to me, but oh well. See, this is the kind of execution where I'm like, you don't have to do that. He can't make you. Launch.
Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed by thy name, and kingdom come. Okay, well.
Oh, well, who would have thought? Who would have thunk it? What? Alright. It's a rocket ship. Well, not even a rocket ship, just a rocket. There's no ship. And of course... Oh, there was text on there for a second. I can't blame somebody. Actually, I've used that blood splatter before. That's pretty easy to get. Making that image would be pretty easy. I'm pretty sure we could do it. Somebody could do it. I have that blood splatter. If somebody wants to make that image, I can send you that blood splatter. I've got it. I used it for the Heather's thumbnail.
Oh, such a good priest. Adios and amen. This is unfair. It's too much.
Kinji's dead. Like Mitsuhiro and Ayame, horribly executed. But Kinji didn't stay sane until the end. He couldn't protect the children because he was tricked by Monokuma. In the end, he killed Kanata and Kakeru for nothing. With all the devastating facts, Kinji's spirit broke.
Oh, bad time for a typo. It borked.
Executed thinking and recalling until the last minute.
Kobasin, where are you going?
That thing called Monokuma. I won't be satisfied till I beat it.
If you do that, you'll die anyway. Why don't you just stay still?
That's right. If you're angry with me, there's nothing you can do. Because it's you guys who did this. I'm just following the rules. I'm not a bad thing.
You think you're so smart, Monokuma.
Huh?
I never intend to sympathize with a killer, but this time it seems a little different. You always say I, as the judge, should not participate in the trial. But in this case, you influenced the case itself, let alone the trial. According to Kinji Uhara, he was told that Akane would cause a commotion soon. Using that framework, he was able to carry out the crime with ease. This isn't a motivation level or anything like that. This is enough to call you an accomplice.
Huh? Is it? Really? So, what are you trying to say?
What am I saying? That's what this side wants to say. What the hell are you trying to do to us? If the purpose was to kill us, it would have been possible to annihilate all of us already. If that's not the case, then it's also strange that you would try to intervene by buying a murder in the case of Kinji Uhara. There's no sense of purpose in your actions. The hell are you after, making us do all of this?
Kinji, you idiot! Where in the world would a mastermind tell you its purpose, saying, oh, here you go, this is it? Well, even if I wanted to tell you, it's not worth telling you now.
What do you mean?
No big deal. Just that you.
What?
Monokuma, hey!
Someone's fallen into the river in Lego City. I accidentally did that voice.
Hey!
Monokuma, who used to speak and act so casual, suddenly stopped moving, as if it was a ridiculous act. He stiffened on the stop, as if time itself had frozen.
What happened? It suddenly froze up.
That's great. Let's just get it now.
Please calm down.
Dun, dun, dun. Guys, we've got to go.
Oh, where are we going? Why so suddenly? Mikako?
There's no time. I'll explain it as we go. So where are we heading? To the warehouse. Oh yeah, I guess our friend must have escaped.
There's secret stairs in the warehouse.
But we can't go down there, right? Unless you want to get honeycombed by that gun.
Wow.
Mikako's dead!
What was that?
She seems okay.
What happened? The machine gun didn't react.
I'm not sure, but I guess that means Monokuma was lying.
Why don't we do chores later and go in already? We got here fast from that elevator. Look at us all shuffle.
I don't think it was a lie. The machine gun seems to be running properly. But it's not attacking us, right?
Hey, occult girl. You said you were going to explain as we went. What the hell is all of this? I noticed for a while before the class trials started, but I'd only noticed it then. Now I can say for certain. Monokuma's had a power outage. We should have destroyed him, man. I know there's more of them, but you know.
Power outage?
While Monokuma was shutting down, all of the school's facilities stopped operating. That's why there's no problem with this machine gun here. Checkmate, the elevator. Like entering the bathroom of the opposite sex and other things.
That sounds like paradise!
Yeah, please ignore the pervert here and continue explaining.
She like grabs his face.
I've been investigating the secret stairs since we discovered them. I checked by throwing a barrel, and the machine gun reacted and responded.
Wow, so it's safe now because Monokuma's stopped? But what happens when Monokuma suddenly starts running again?
We're all together. All together we'll become a honeycomb.
However, this crisis is an opportunity. We can finally check what's down here.
That's fine and all, but how the hell did you know this? You know the structure, but more than that, you know how Monokuma itself operates. What now? You've been so good at talking and acting so far.
Oh, we've experienced that already.
When will the staircase end? How far are we going down?
We're here.
Do.
Oh, here it is. Is this a dead end or a way out?
I thought the exit wouldn't be so easy. Apart from that, this room seems quite interesting.
A prison so deep underground. Is that it?
Oh, I thought those were railroad tracks. Okay, that makes more sense. Oh no, I need a new voice. Wow! You got the Tetris! That's what I'm gonna channel. Wow! You came! You really came! Oh, that's Monokuma. Never mind.
Before anything, well done.
Monokuma,
How did you move?
Well, maybe I just pretended to stop.
The heck? Putting that aside, what are you talking about?
Didn't I tell you? There's a terrifying creature trapped under this staircase. I disposed of it a while ago. So if it weren't for me, you guys would have been in a terrible situation right now.
dispose of it? There's no way. How?
Huh? I thought you guys would come here sooner or later, so I transferred it. This isn't the only prison here.
I don't know what you're talking about, but in the end, you're saying there isn't an escape route here?
Escape? You guys, did you really just come down here hoping for a way out? Sorry, but there's no such thing. You guys are nuts if you think there's a way out. There's no other way than to kill, so how about you give up on that idea?
Okay, hold on.
I hate this. I hate it. I don't want to watch people kill each other anymore. I want to leave. Let me out of here.
No, please, somebody save me!
That's it. Become even more desperate.
Badink. Oh, he didn't badink away. He just left us to stand there. Okay.
You had no choice. We had no choice but to be helplessly beaten by Monokuma. Among the people we had, two, and an execution. There's no choice but to be in the palm of his hand. And we didn't know it yet. But the despair was only beginning.
Lamps below the betrayer. Look out below. Bye. We never got an explanation on why he actually killed Kanata. I couldn't remember correctly whether he had to kill two people in order for Monokuma to supposedly save the children or whatever, but I mean, if he killed Kakeru, he could have just done whatever plan he had beforehand to Kakeru, right? Assumedly, like, he chose Kanata as his target because she was easy to get, not because he actually needed her for anything. And if the spear plan was his plan all along, then, I mean, he spear killed Kakeru, so then what? Maybe it's because Kanata saw him knock her out, but even then, like, Rei didn't see him when he knocked her out. I don't know. He could just literally bring her back down to the infirmary and lie to her. Like, I don't know. It would give him an alibi, if anything. Because if he brought her back down and, like, had her on the medical bed and say, oh, you passed out. And she's like, oh, I got grabbed. Oh, it must have been a nightmare or something. Then he has an alibi for Kakeru's death, right? I don't know. It seems strange. And that never really got explained, so I don't really get it. Also, what I was going to say earlier about the trial seeming strange to me, or feeling off to me, is just because I guess we didn't get any anything from Kakeru or Kanata before they died. Like, usually in a Danganronpa game, what'll happen is, like, oh, the character who's about to die will suddenly become very important. But, you know, that's for a reason, because it makes you feel bad when they do die. But in this one, it just didn't happen. Like, I know we did Kanata's free time events, but in, like, the regular course of the game, that didn't really happen. It was more about Akane than anything. Right? I don't know. Seems strange. We also didn't get anything big on Kinji before this either. I guess the end of the trial was supposed to do the legwork, but didn't really work for me. Mostly specifically because the going back on the promise thing isn't very Monokuma-like, you know? I mean, he didn't technically go back on it, like you said. He, you know...
I never promised I'd let them go safely.
But you really think Kinji wouldn't have said that, considering he said it, like, literally right then? When he's like, let them go, they're safe, right? Let me see them. I just thought he'd be smarter than that. Considering he's, like, our maybe fourth smartest person. It's like Rei, then Tsurugi, then Yuki, then Kinji, probably. In terms of, like, trials and the scope of the game. Like, Kanata was probably literally smarter than all of us, but, you know. I remember what case number 4 is now. For some reason, I thought case number 4 was case number 5, but that doesn't really make any sense. I'm interested about this next case. I'm actually very excited about it because I think it'll probably end up being my favorite, but I'm also very scared to do it because, you know. What I do want you guys to tell me down below is what skills should I pick up from the whose free time event should I do for skills at this point? Because I just realized that a lot of these games are probably exceptionally hard for me because I haven't been getting any skills. I just slept through free time events both times. So if I get like a skill to make, which I need a skill for the ending the bullet talk battle, that would be nice. But I think that's really it. The other ones I've been doing okay with. Like cross swords, the only reason I got in trouble with that one was because I didn't know what was going on, which that no bullet will help me with that. And, you know, the rest of it's fine. Is there bullets to give me more health, too? Because I only had like 3 hearts. I think I have 4 hearts now. I saw that for a second. Maybe it just levels up every time you go through an area or like through a chapter. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to stop now. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, do it for Kinji. I still don't really like him. Like, I know. He did it for the kids. Got to respect it. But at the same time, I don't really get his motives. It's kind of like, okay, as a comparison, it's kind of like Gundam for me. Because a lot of people like Gundam and they're like, oh, he did everything he did to protect the group, sort of, in his own twisted way because he's Gundam. But I just found Gundam mostly annoying, and then I was just confused about stuff. That was my time with Gundam. Not that I like hate him or anything. It's just kind of fine. I don't get how he could be people's favorite is all. So yeah, tell me your opinions on Kinji. I would love to hear them. Because I might be missing context. I mean, I probably am, after all. And yeah, I think that's it. So, bye.